So I've always liked the idea of having dreads.
Why?
I don't know, they just kind of look nice.
Midlife
If it's well taken care of. It's not midlife crisis.
Okay.
You know the one thing that stopped me from having dreads?
What?
First things first, even as a young guy, because I drive a car anywhere I'm going, that stereotype already. You get where I'm coming. You get where I'm going with this year. Exactly. As a young guy, just think that I'm a you get me? And it's worse when you have dreads. Like, I have a friend that was coming from the gym. He has dreads, like, buff guy, was wearing an armless, had tattoos on his arm.
End of story now.
As in, Baba was just jogging from the gym. And next thing, black and yellow, boop, boop, stop by his side. He should get into the bus. He's a Yahoo boy.
Wow.
Like,
This guy has
Are
not
you
pressed
kidding?
Yes, he hasn't pressed a keyboard to do sachet once in his life. He was just coming back from the gym. So, I mean, I was thinking about it that, okay, if SARS and police and them harass young boys, but are they really the only ones who actually harass or have that mindset? Even if they don't harass you, they have that mindset, that stereotype that every young guy that has dreads or drives a car or can afford to buy a house.
There's this story I saw of this young guy who got a house, paid money to the landlady, of course, young boy, probably working. And then he was going to move in. All of a sudden, landlady said, I'm not giving my house out again. No. Okay, why? He said, because I can't give my house to a Yahoo boy.
Okay.
Shall give me my money? And my woman said no.
That's a lie.
Do you understand?
That's a
So
joke.
I don't think she didn't give him. So of course, if you're not a Yahoo boy, you're gonna call police now of that kind of mindset.
Come on.
But sorry,
So the
she's
thing-
living like a Yahoo landlady.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the thing is, we have this culture in Nigeria. So when we see a young guy who has certain things, probably a certain kind of car, and then he has his hairstyle, he doesn't do 9 to 5, you're like, okay,
Wearing
where's
skinny pants.
the source of income? Do you understand? Like, you start wondering, and then of course in your mind you're like, is this guy a Yahoo boy? Or you've already told yourself this guy might just be a Yahoo guy. So we're all guilty. So I think it's a Nigerian thing, not just a SARS issue.
You know, there was a time in Nigeria and all of that. Before you see someone look, successful, it takes years. Expected that it will take a long time and all that, you know, so that it will take quite a number of years. And it seemed like, aside music or football,
Yes.
it seemed like the young guys that seem to have money that emerge first with a lot of money and flashy, showy behavior and all that seem to be those Yahoo guys at the particular time. Remember when Yahoo was just peaking in Nigeria?
the
you
early
see,
2000s.
you might see a young guy, even scruffy.
Scruffy,
He looks like a guy that has lived a rough life, and then he's wearing a clean shirt, and, you know, but still dressed in a funny way. There's just something off about the wealth around him.
Especially
You know,
the
it
car.
looks-
They usually tint their lights.
You know, but when you look at this guy, it looks like
It looks like it's the money that owns him.
not.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
So I think that, to me, that mindset for, I'm talking generally now, not limiting it to SARS, even our parents. You know, if you bring a friend maybe driving a very flashy car,
Yes.
and they say, this is my friend, they look at the kind of car he's driving, they'll be asking, what does he do? Or say, what does his father do? Who is he? And all that. So that perception, like you said, Nigerian and also African thing. So even our parents are guilty. Many of our
I
parents
feel like
have that
everybody is
perception.
guilty of stereotyping one way, one.
Way or the other.
Our parents will tell you dress the way you want to be addressed. So now, because I wear trendy stuff or I like to wear certain kind of clothes. I mean, these clothes are made for human beings, and if I can afford it, me, I'm working my bum off from morning till night. Sometimes people just say, okay, what is a Yahoo boy? Okay, they just assume you're on a laptop. Now, I can't go out with a laptop. I can't put a laptop in my car. The other day, my brother was telling me, Falabi, keep your laptop. Don't carry your laptop. I said, I have the right to carry my computer anywhere I want to go. It's a computer. So, but they look at you, and shortly after I said that we had driven past, it was in Lekki, we were driven past and we just saw like this E-Class, like a 2012 E-Class, and you saw nice black Benz, and you saw these scruffy looking guys, you know, the signature dreads that look like that flower vase there, dreads, and they were already there. And even the way, the demeanor of the way they looked, they didn't even look like, they look like the car owns them pretty much. They didn't look.
But
Well,
I don't think it's right actually judging people based on how they look
yes,
and
I do
classifying
agree.
them as fraudsters.
Sure.
They might not be into fraud, Probably they just have one business or a series of businesses, probably even selling clothes forever.
Yeah.
And they have like 50 shops.
Yeah.
You never know, you never can tell.
You
But
actually
it's the
never
way
can
they
tell.
appear. That's the thing that just spoils it all.
Yeah. In fact, funny enough, the thing, as much as yes, Yahoo has its wahala, it's an illegal trade or business or whatever. My problem also is that even the so-called Yahoo boys, they themselves, that identity, it's like they're so used to, it's like, it seems once they get into that business, they start dressing a certain way.
A certain way.
I'm not saying they should hide for the police. I guess we want the police to get the right Yahoo boys or EFCC or whatever. But sometimes I look at them and I'm like, guy, even if you want to be, I'm making this money. You make it so easy.
Yeah. But now
to spot you and
I don't think people should be judged or accused of fraud based on how they look. The Nigerian, in fact, the law of any country, you have the right as a human being to be tried in a court of law before you are sentenced or pronounced guilty of any crime. Yeah. So you can't judge people because they look a certain way. It's the same thing for ladies. If they see you as a young girl, you are successful, you're driving a certain kind of car, oh, she's a runs babe. Or even if you have a 9 to 5 and it's one allergy. We're all guilty
I'm not
of
going
this.
to digress too much, but when you mentioned that, I remember the Abuja case. This is outside the ladies. There was a time I heard they were arresting rounded up ladies because of how they were dressing and tag them as prostitutes or something. But that's just by the way.
Everybody has that stereotypical approach towards things. I mean, even I am guilty of it. Like there's sometimes
I'm guilty as well.
You definitely see some kind of a guy who wants to approach you now, and the way he dresses, you can just look at this guy is a G-boy. Is this guy doing? Or it might not even be that they're doing internet crime. It just might just be too scruffy.
So
and appearance is very key. And a lot of them, I don't know if it's because some of the guys that do stuff like this come from sometimes the less privileged background. So they, when you get that money, you want to splurge. But the funny thing is not even everybody that does fraud. There's a lot of ways to make legal money online. Affiliate marketing, drop shipping, writing. There's a lot of people that you can make digital a killing online.
A lot,
Sitting down at home, doing
coding
stuff online.
That's another one.
I also have
So are you guys saying that in order to avoid being stopped by police, in order to avoid being tagged a Yahoo girl or a runs girl, people should start dressing and stop expressing themselves with their clothing?
I feel wisdom is profitable to direct. It depends. If you know, for example, especially as a guy, there are certain, maybe even say areas or a certain, if you pass through certain areas or something based on how you dress or look and all that, it might attract attention of police, especially if that's where their checkpoints are, and you're not ready for that wahala. And you can avoid wearing sleeveless and let me leave the dress out, just looking a certain way because dress might be there already. If there's anything you can do, if you can avoid it, and it's not going to be stressful, just avoid it.
Yeah.
You understand? But some people like to look for trouble themselves.
Some people like to show off. Some people like to look for trouble. They don't.
But some people are just like, I didn't do anything. Why accuse me? I'm going to dress the way I like.
Exactly. So that's the thing. They actually need to be conscious of these scenarios that we're actually painting now. Some people like to show off. They're not complete if they don't have their, all baggy, all stars, bling bling everywhere. Your rights.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. But you now need to be cautious of the fact that.
Just be wise about it.
But don't you think that's a problem?
It is.
It's a societal problem.
Yes.
I feel
What is a society problem?
The fact that because you do not want to be seen in a certain way, you have to tone yourself down.
Would you rather find yourself in those being harassed?
If I'm not guilty, why do I have
Yes,
but you're going to be harassed before they even release. It takes time for them to even believe that.
I get where she's coming from. When you're driving, they say wisdom over right of way. Yes, because it's your right to do something. Sometimes you just have to bend. If for example, they stop you and you're within your right, and there is a lot of crowd, and you know that there's a lot of people, witnesses, and there's no problem. Yeah, you can argue your rights.
You just mention situation. If you're in a situation where there are 4 policemen with guns, and you're the only one there, and then you're trying to prove stuff and say my right. I'm not saying it's not your right, but that's where wisdom comes in. Because nobody can listen to a dead man. I'm not saying they will shoot you there and then, but safety first. So if you can avoid
we've heard these stories.
And now that everybody, you are being harassed on the way, the people driving by, they don't know anything to do. The first thing they do is they pick up their phones and they start to take videos of you. And then it goes viral, and even people that are watching them, even comments, they don't know what's going on, but see his shoe, see how he's dressed.
So what about those cases we see in schools?
I know of a case where they actually did that. They packed everybody, but those kind of things actually happen when they have some kind of information.
Now there's no, they don't need info. They just
even if you have information, even if you have tip off,
that's wrong.
one thing, you have to have a warrant. You have to have other authority from maybe a judge or something
court,
to just from the court to actually go ahead and do that. And one other thing that's totally wrong.
That's
you don't
right
go if you're looking for somebody, go pick the person. Problem I have with Nigeria is that they go into a place. But the fact that you're there, they carry everybody.
Yeah.
That thing happens a lot. So don't be at the wrong place at the wrong time. But you should go and pick who you're looking for. You don't see the person, you don't have any right
to pick anybody. They even picked a Suya selling man. Suya.
Most cases, I think they just speak because they know you'll probably be with your group of people there.
And
if you can't
go, that's wrong.
This one to talk, but it's wrong. Yeah.
But there underlies the main problem now for us young people. Is it now that, okay, what age now do I have to? So now when the internet age is moving so fast and there's so many ways I can make money. I can be rich. Off YouTube, off vlogging, off anything. As long as I grind hard, I grind hard, and I focus, and if I do what I'm meant to do, I can make money that my father has made.
You can't make any dollars.
That's what they cannot process.
Yeah, but exactly. So now they can't process that. Okay, they just believe that you have to. Okay, I like a Mercedes Benz now, but I shouldn't be able to get a Mercedes Benz until I'm 50.
Yes, why?
But what if I worked hard and I don't play for, and I earned it, and I could afford to buy the car? Though now we get into a position where, as a young guy, it's a crime for you to be driving a Jaguar.
True.
It's a crime. So now I don't know how.
But there are things we can even do about it. Like, are
there some measures?
Is there some kind of tech for biometrics that they can even use to assess you? Because now there are two parties involved. So we have the people, and we have the police guys who actually harass these people. So is it now for us to, is there going to be some kind of device whereby, when they want to stop you, they can just, check through your data and just know that, okay, you are clean and just let you pass? Or will we on our end say, okay, because I'm aware of all these issues, I'm trying to avoid the embarrassment, I don't want anybody to harass me, so let me just go back into my shell and, dress good, look good, so nobody harasses me.
Okay. I'll speak first from the side of the police or SARS or the authorities. This might sound like a government official talking. I'm politically correct, but there has to be proper orientation. Like, they have to go back and give them proper orientation first. This is about, how they go about their job, whether it's arrest and all that, how they go about investigation. I believe they've been trained, but maybe there needs to be a sit down somehow with the authorities, and that orientation needs to go out. That's from police point of view and all that. And then generally, because we're talking about the perception by the society, how they see, people who dress a certain way that look like Yahoo boys and everything, Already, I feel it's embedded in our culture a lot. That dress, the way you need to be addressed, you see it every time. If you're wearing trad sometimes in the car, and then there's a way they respect you, but the day you wear t-shirt and you put bandana, problem for you. So that area, also, there should be some form of orientation. I don't have it all in my head now, but there should be some form of orientation. I don't know how it will go. Whether over time it will change. I think it's something that might take some time. We will have to pass through this phase as far as society is concerned. But as far as the police is concerned, they are a group of people who can actually, a controlled number that can be, given orientation. So I think that needs to be done for the police. For the people, maybe I should hand over to you. Society as a whole, how to change the perception.
I believe people have different ways they express themselves with fashion. Someone might be a stylist and the person wears pink trouser or dresses in one bougie outfit, and then you're there judging the person. You don't know the person's occupation. A creative person, of course, is not going to dress the same way a banker is going to dress. No. So I think we Nigerians, we have to stop the habit of judging people based on how they dress, based on the kind of cars they drive, based on, even now, if you want to classify someone who is rich, you look at the person's car, the person's... There are some people who have these things, they don't even wear them, they don't show off.
Yeah.
So let's stop, we have to orient ourselves, teach ourselves to stop judging people based on how they dress.
If I'm touching on the issue of the authorities, a lot of times where we complain like, okay, yes, they do go out of line in the way they handle us youths a lot of the time. But also sometimes you have to actually think like, okay, a lot of the problems they face, maybe the fraudsters, the fraudulent people, the robbers, and it's based on, a lot of times are perpetrated by people that look like us. So there's the tendency to have a more aggressive approach towards every young person that they see, which doesn't make it right, obviously, because the people that perpetrate crimes or might look like you doesn't mean everybody. So that's to them to have a better investigative approach towards things. If, in my own opinion, we watch a lot of movies. Yes, we know that our systems are getting better. We're working towards it, but I shouldn't now have to feel oppressed by the person that should make me feel protected.
Yes.
So then that's for the police. For the society as a whole, I feel like we're in a culture where there will always be this bias. I feel like, honestly, there will always be this bias. We're in a multicultural society. People will always look at you as, oh, with my day, I worked hard. Our parents, a lot of them in their generation, refused to evolve. Yes, if I'm being really honest, refused to evolve because times did change. Maybe our own children might have it a bit more liberal because times have changed during our own time. But our own parents' generation, and you have to understand that there might always be that bias, even if it reduces because of the amount of exposure, there will always still be that bias. So it all comes down to how their society was in their own day. So, and we as youths as well, thank God for the way things are evolving now. We are freer to express ourselves. I mean, entertainment is helping us a lot. You get cultural fashion and stuff, and our exposure to the world now, the youth are beginning to be able to feel free in your element. But also, if you see you're in threat areas, we just need to be careful. Just apply wisdom. Pass by. Your only job is to get home safe or get where you are going safe. If the police is going to be in your way, if you can do anything legally and carefully to keep yourself safe, do it. Don't start dragging with them. You can't win. So in our normal fashion, we're going to just wrap it up on a cool intellectual note. I'm going to throw you guys a riddle for those who think that they can think.
Why riddle now? Riddle is not interactive.
It's not interactive, but it will help you. It's intellectual.
Dancer.
It's not every time you're dancing, Zanku.
No, it's not playful.
Okay, sorry.
I mean,
a riddle.
like the last one.
Oh, it's a riddle. And this is my riddle. What has keys but does not open doors?
Huh? Say again.
Keyboard.
That was fast.
That was so simple.
Did I get it?
Can we have another one?
I got it. Wow.
Yes, that was fast. You should have whispered now, so I know and I say.
Anime.
Okay.
So now you say I think.
Another one.
Nah, I have to think about it.
Doesn't have to be a riddle, please.
Riddle, you know I'm ready.
Okay.
There is a greenhouse.
Yes.
In that greenhouse,
Yes.
there is a white house.
Okay.
In that white house, there is a red house. In that red house, there are many children.
Watermelon.
Please let us go.
I'm
home.
done.
This guy is too intelligent. I'm done.
I will tell yourself.
I'm literally done.
I'm
I'm
done.
doing this again.
Well done.
I'm done.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's show. Just be sure to, number 1, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Number 2, drop a thumbs up on this video. Number 3, tune in next week because we always have more content coming for you. So till next time, ciao.